Hello and welcome to this video where I will be speaking about my medical experience for the marriage-based green card and what I had to bring with me to the medical and to the doctor, what vaccines I had to get, and about that whole experience. So hello, my name is Sarah and I'm in the process of getting my green card through marriage. I have already submitted all of my paperwork and I have already done my biometrics, my fingerprints appointment, and I have my interview already scheduled and I have my work authorization already. So I've already gone through this part of the process and I had a lawyer help me. So I'm going to share with you from my experience and my journey what I had to go through for my medical process as well, in the hopes that that will give you some clarity with what it may look like for someone to go through this process. So, um, I am from Ireland, currently living in Philadelphia, and I was actually traveling in Florida. So while I was in here, I decided to go through my medical process, seeing as I got married here as well. So what I had to do was book an appointment with a doctor who is familiar and who does work with the USCIS and who does have this specific form that is called the I-693 form. So that's a form that is required for the doctor to fill out and to seal that form, and then you send that in with your to immigration or bring it with you to your interview. So you want to make sure that it's a doctor that's familiar with that form, who is familiar with this process as well. So once you booked an appointment with them, which is what I done, I then showed up and they tested me. Then I had to pay a fee. I believe the fee was, and it was a couple of hundred. I think it was maybe 200 to 300 for the first appointment, and they screened me then for. They had to do like check my vitals, so check my eyesight, my bloods, etc. And then what they had to test for was for tuberculosis, syphilis, STDs, and Hansen's disease, which is known as leprosy. So the doctor sent me actually to go and get some blood work for this, which was quite local. And then the blood work results got sent back to them. Now, also, while I was at the doctor, then it is required that I have a certain amount of vaccines. And some of the vaccines I actually already had from the required list, and some I did have but couldn't find proof that I had them, or else I did not have them. So I had to get the required vaccines that I did not already have or already have proof of. So a list of the required vaccines as of now that are needed for this process is vaccine for mumps, measles, rubella, polio, tetanus, um, per, pertussis, I can't pronounce that one, it's Peortussis, influenza B, hepatitis A and B, the rotavirus, the Menicella something disease, varicella, pneumonia disease, and seasonal flu. So I know I couldn't pronounce some of them, so I will also leave a link in the description of this video with a list of those vaccine requirements as well. Seeing as I can't pronounce them all right now. So I was required then to get a couple of those vaccines. Now I did have to pay for them separately as well. Some of them were $100, some of them were less actually per vaccine as well. So in total, this actually added up to about 600 or 700 for everything in total. It depends. It depends on how many vaccines you need to get if you already have them. Also depends on doctors with the different prices. Because I know when I was searching for doctors, there was an option that some of them you can bring in a list of the vaccines that you already have on record, and then they will give you the other ones, or they can do a test to see what vaccinations you may have in your system, what not, and then give them to you. But I went to one that just looks at your history and gives you basically what you don't have, and that was the simplest option for me. That option was also cheaper as well. So anyway, I did have to go two visits in total to the doctor. One initially, one then after my blood work, to obviously get that result, everything else that I needed, and to sign the paperwork. and then they sealed that in a packet and gave that to me. They also gave me a copy then for myself that I can have, because it's really important that you don't open this sealed envelope, or it basically cannot be accepted. And then my lawyer actually requested that I send that into them, and they sent it with my packet. However, there was an issue that it did not actually get sent, so they sent it back to me, and then I will actually be bringing in that packet with me to the interview. And I know many people do that as well. They either send it in or they bring their medical packet with them to their interview. And I have my schedule. I have my interview. I've noticed that my interview has been scheduled. I don't know the exact date because they have sent that date out to me in the mail. So I will be making a following video on that process of how the interview is and how it was from after the interview as well. So stay tuned for that one as well. So that was basically a summary of my medical experience for this visa. It took a total of, I believe 3 weeks for my 2 visits, my bloods in between, and getting all of those vaccines together, as well as I was looking for some of my own information in between that as well. So I will see you all in the next video. If you have any questions or comments, any videos you would like to see, do feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, just to let you know that tomorrow I will be recording a video with the lawyer that helped me through this whole process, and we will be answering some questions together on this marriage-based green card process. So do stay tuned. That will be uploaded onto this channel next week as well. And if you have any questions that you want answered on that, obviously do feel free to write them in this comment section below too.